The year is 1975. Saigon is about to fall, and evacuation orders have been given. But one soldier stays behind. On April 1975, North Vietnamese army troops entered Saigon. By April 30th, they were at the city's main airport, Tan Son Nut, ready to capture the remaining Americans and South Vietnamese officials. For Staff Sergeant Daniel R., the order to evacuate wasn't an option. He was part of a small recon unit that had snuck into Saigon disguised as civilians to help get people out. But now, the city was a ghost town. The flickering flames cast grotesque shadows on the walls as the medic worked with swift efficiency, his face illuminated by the infernal glow. With deft movements, he bandaged gaping wounds and staunching bleeding, muttering words of encouragement. Between gasps of pain and the rhythmic thump of a needle, the Marine looked up at him, his face ashen, eyes wide with fear and fatigue. The remaining choppers lifted off from the rooftop, carrying the last of the South Vietnamese and Americans to safety. Mills was manning a barricade made of corpses and sandbags, a cigarette dangling from his mouth, laughing through blood. Homes and shops lay shattered, corpses strewn across the ground and the sky filled with smoke. The once proud South Vietnamese flag now hung in tatters from a bombed-out building, a symbol of a nation's demise. The North Vietnamese flags were everywhere, a stark reminder of their victory. The streets were eerily silent, devoid of the bustling life that had once filled them. The vibrant colors of commerce had been replaced by the somber hues of loss and despair. The sight sent a pang of longing through Daniel. He wanted to join Mills, to fight alongside him, to die with him if need be. In that instant, Daniel knew the world as he knew it was ending. All around him, the North Vietnamese troops raised their rifles in the air and roared with triumph. The roar of the crowd mingled with the crackle of gunfire and the boom of explosions. Daniel stood rooted to the spot, overwhelmed by the sheer force of their elation. Their victory was complete. They had waited years for this moment, endured countless hardships and sacrifices, and now it was theirs. In the heart of Saigon, amidst the ruins of a fallen city, the ghosts of the Vietnam War found their voices. They laughed, they cried, they embraced, united in their shared suffering and ultimate triumph. The long struggle, the agonizing wait, the relentless pursuit of freedom had culminated in this moment. But he couldn't. He was needed elsewhere. His mission wasn't over yet. But not everyone was fortunate enough to be chosen. Daniel watched as the last Huey vanished into the smoky sky, taking his hopes of escape with it. All around him, the North Vietnamese troops surged forward, their faces grim with determination. Some carried the red flags emblazoned with the Star of Vietnam. Others brandished weapons, their eyes hard and unforgiving. They hadn't lost Saigon. They had been erased from it. But when he caught sight of the medic, a spark of gratitude and relief ignited in his gaze. The air hung thick with the metallic scent of blood and the acrid smell of motor fuel. Through the haze of smoke, Daniel saw more ghosts. A young woman cradling a dead child, her face buried in his neck. A man kneeling beside a corpse, his hands raised in prayer. Each image seared itself onto Daniel's mind, a haunting reminder of the war's brutal reality. The people had vanished, and so had most of his team. His radio crackled with static. Then a voice cut through, shaky and desperate, a young officer calling for help. They were trapped. No more gunfire, no screams, just the unsettling sound of rats dragging something through broken glass. Curiosity and morbid fascination propelled Daniel forward. What he found wasn't a rat, but a soldier's hand, severed and clutching a letter addressed to a loving mother. The paper was stained crimson, mirroring the color of the hand itself. The sight sent a shiver down Daniel's spine, a tangible link to the human cost of the war. Their helicopter had been disabled, and they needed extraction ASAP. But when Daniel tried to respond, all that came out was static. As night fell, he realized the evacuation helicopters had vanished. Now they were ghosts, surrounded by enemies. Suddenly, a child carrying a doll wandered into their compound. It had no face, only a wide grin and a red bow. Daniel felt a chill crawl up his spine. Before anyone could react, there was a flash, then another, and the child was gone. In its place, a growing stain on the dusty ground. Silence hung heavy in the air. No one spoke. They didn't need to. The look on each other's faces said it all. Fear, disbelief, dawning horror. They were running out of time. The next morning, chaos reigned. People poured into the streets, many carrying only a backpack or a woven mat with their belongings. Others dragged their suitcases, their knuckles white, gripping the handles tight. Some stumbled, exhausted, their eyes vacant, reflecting the turmoil all around them. Many families huddled together, seeking solace in numbers. Parents held their children close, whispering words of comfort. The air buzzed with uncertainty and distress. Helicopters whirred overhead, battling the thick smoke billowing from the burning city below. Amidst this pandemonium, Staff Sergeant Daniel sat impassive, his eyes narrowed, scanning the crowd. He wasn't looking for just anyone. He was hunting for a ghost. Then he saw him, his squad medic, stitching up a wounded Marine with dental floss inside a pitch-black church, lit only by burning oil barrels. But amidst this macabre scene, there was method in the medic's madness. By 3 a.m., an eerie quiet had fallen over the city. As the first light of dawn touched the horizon, the gates of the embassy were breached. In the distance, he saw Corporal Mills, his best friend since boot camp. With the city in ruins and the war effectively over, Daniel found himself in a surreal landscape. And then the sky turned orange. The earth trembled beneath his feet. And as the echoes of their celebration reverberated through the ruined streets, a single thought echoed in Daniel's mind.